is here and now. I have dropped my worries, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no longer in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries, somewhere to go, something to do, but not in a hurry. Is here and now. I have dropped my worries, nowhere to go, nothing to do, no longer in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries, somewhere to go, something to do, not in a hurry.
So maybe we can learn one more children's song.
Orientattion, is that line before the last? Something about maze? What was that again? Before I feel free, I feel free. Just line before that.
There is space. Space.
Oh, space. I heard maze. I'm sorry. Okay, the space.
Yes. Okay, this song is I Like the Roses.
I like the roses.
Okay, Tony, come here. He was in Canada retreat with us, so this is second time here. This song is I like the roses, I like the daffodils, I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the twinkling stars when the sun goes down. Dooby 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 dooby. I like the roses, I like the daffodils, I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the twinkling stars when the sun goes down. Dooby 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 dooby. Want to sing it?
Do it.
I like the roses, I like the daffodils, I like the mountains, I like the rolling hills, I like the twinkling stars when the sun goes down. Dooby 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 dooby. that you like. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you put together, and you choose the fruit that you like. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Choose the name. Which is dragon fruit.
Viết trong chốt.
Gaseous?
Yeah. Are we gonna be durian?
Oh, picture.
Oh, okay.
So can we back in the circle?
All right, back in the circle.
And keep your family, but back in the circle. So we review the family again. So this is durian.
She already knows.
So this is dragon fruit, coconut, and juice.
They just get in. They are coconuts. Coconuts today.
Lychee. So you have to pay attention. You have to remember the team, the next team,
Attention,
the
guys.
other team. So she's going to use
Coconut.
So durian, please remember this family is durian. You have to remember.
Okay, let us pay attention to the system. One person speaks at a time, okay? Please pay attention.
So all family have to remember the other family name, okay? So this is durian, dragon fruit, coconuts, lychee, banana, pineapple,
What is that?
mangosteen, and tangerine. Okay, so we will choose 3 people in the team to make a sound. Lắc, cắt, bùng. Gọi tên mangosteen, and the mangosteen have the 3 people say lắc, cắt, đồng, and another you call another family name. But if you mistake, you will sit down. Okay? So this really have to pay attention and so each team choose 3 people in the team. So you say the word lắc, cắt, đồng, call family, dragon fruit. And dragon fruit have to be very quick and call another family. If you mix, then you will sit down. Okay?
Dragon fruit,
So you have
coconut,
So I will go one like this family, for example. Okay, you want to review again because everybody talking. So one more time. Remember, durian, dragon fruit, coconut, lychee, banana,
pineapple,
mangosteen, and tangerine. Okay, so we start with this family. So,
Durian.
yeah, 3 people. So you say lắc, cắt, đồng. So the last one will call the other family name.
Okay.
So can you stop? Can you everyone say
Đông.
Dum and lychee, right?
Yeah, and then you say lắc, cắt, đồng, and tangerine.
Đông.
You have to say very quick and pay attention, okay? So try again. So this family, try again.
3 people.
Please.
Okay, now let's start with this family. We have one more family. You have to be quick, right? They go right, say it right. Lá, cát, đồng, lychee. Lá, cát, đồng. Banana, lá, cát, đồng. Durian, you have to be very quick. And then if they you know, then they sit down, okay? Durian, pay attention, durian. Loud, huh? Lá,
Got down. Dragon fruit.
lá, cát. Đồng. Banana. Lá, cát, đồng, tangerine. Lá.
Đồng banana.
Đồng, tangerine. Lá.
Đồng banana.
Lá.
Đồng lychee.
Đồng, pineapple.
Đồng dragon.
Coconuts, we do exist. So we have to be very quiet and listen and very quick. We do very quick. If we do slow like that, it won't work. So very quick. So this time,
Slow down.
faster.
Mango steam.
Đồng, durian.
Got down tangerine. Got down coconut.
Lychee.
Got
Đồng, pineapple.
Dom. Coconut. Pineapple. Okay. Dom. That's
Đồng banana.
Đồng, tangerine.
Đồng banana.
Đồng, pineapple.
Dragon fruit.
Okay.
Đồng, lychee.
Đồng,
Durian.
Got down. No, banana.
Dom. Lychee.
Đồng,
Durian.
Back. Got down. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Dom. Mango steam.
Đồng.
Dom. Dragon fruit.
Đồng,
Down coconut.
Dom. Dragon fruit. Dom. Lychee.
No. Okay. Mom, make us sing.
Don't. That's good.
Mom, dragon fruit.
No, coconut.
Mom, dragon fruit.
No, mango seed. No, coconut.
Mom, dragon fruit.
No, coconut.
Mom, dragon fruit.
No, coconut.
Mom, dragon fruit.
It's only two left? Okay.
Remember guys laughing first.
So maybe you can ask them to make So sister is exam, so we can gather up here and we can file our seat, comfortable seat, and then to the front if you can come, and then we will start the presentation. Are the young people in the
all the way up here. So when people come later, they will not have to walk over us. More. This whole road, yes, it comes all the way up here. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. That's it. Move up. Up more. Yeah.
Before we start, we'll teach you some songs. Sing along with us. Teach you a new song. Okay, this song is it's breathing in, breathing out too, but it has a little clicking to it.
I'm breathing out. My breath goes deep. My breath goes slow. Calming, easy.
not worth it. You learn breathing in, breathing out. Shall we sing that? She knows life is wonderful. Sometimes we forget, huh? But babies, they all know that, right? We try again, the other song. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. I am water, reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free. Yes, you are. She knows when the song ends, huh? So sit as beautifully as you can. And we'll listen to you. But don't tighten up, okay? Don't sit like that. Just sit like you do. Relax. And we'll listen to 3 sounds of the bell. Yes, we will. Okay? You hear the sound of the bell. Come back to breath. Pay attention to nothing but our breath. You hear the sound, you see something, might like to close your eye. Come back to your breath. Relax your body. Don't hold your chest or your shoulder up. Just let it drop. Your spine. The spine should be straight as possible. So you sit attentive, not sloppy. But relax. Don't try too hard. Don't try to sit and meditate. Okay? Just sit and be yourself. Make sure your chest is open. The area there, so your lungs can have space. And just sit still. Don't let anything bother you. Bring all your mind to the breath. In breath. When it's an in-breath, call it an in-breath. When it's an out-breath, call it an out-breath. That's all you need to do. It's the only thinking you do. You think in, you think out. And enjoy the breathing. And enjoy the sound of the bell. that you want to do something? How many of you are satisfied with just sitting there? You can sit there for long? Wow, wonderful. How many of you sit at home, meditate? Anyone? Yeah, some, a few. Wonderful. It's, sometimes the silence and the stillness is very powerful, huh? But sometimes it can make us feel really strange. It's like, somebody say something. This is too strange. How many of you go to the temple, Chùa? Go to Chùa? Yeah. How many of you go to church? Church, few of you? So I just want to, tonight, some brothers and sisters, we're going to share a little bit about what we'll do this weekend and some of the practices for us. But before that, I'll introduce you to our brothers and sisters, monks and nuns. Some of us came from France, some of us came from New York, and we were traveling around the U.S., sharing the practice of mindfulness with everyone. It's part of our intention to introduce you to the Wake Up movement. How many of you heard of the Wake Up movement? Probably not a few, It's kind of like Yellen Phật tử without the gray shirts, without the temple, without the, you have to speak Vietnamese. It's without all the Buddhist stuff, even though we look Buddhist. Sorry about that. We're a little biased. But for me personally, I don't think I'm Buddhist. I think I'm a young person, just practicing, learning, and I discovered the practice. It helped me kind of wake up to my life and wake up to who I am and my relationship with my family and so on. And so all my brothers and sisters, we all became monks and nuns because we kind of woke up a little bit to the wonders of life. And we found a way to live it deeply, meaningfully. And so we're traveling around to share with young people that these things are not religious, it's not Buddhist, it's not Christian, it's not Catholic, but they're basic, really practical tools to help us touch deeply who we are and to touch deeply life. So this is what we'll be sharing this weekend. On my right is Sister Lammy. Sister Lammy is from Vietnam. And she came over to study in the U.S. It was kind of student, study abroad, du học. And you kind of like traveling, right? Or abroad maybe? Like you, what does you mean? Traveling, right? Traveling student. So she came over here to study hygiene. Hygiene. Let me see. No, look at that, her teeth. No. I want to embarrass every one of them. But she came here to study hygiene in the East Coast, Boston. And then she met the monks and nuns. She met our teacher, and she decided to change career or change major. Now her major, I don't know what it is, but something to do with hygiene, huh?
Mental hygiene.
Mental hygiene, yes. So she's maybe it's probably challenging for her family, for her to come over here to study and then all of a sudden change career. Because usually you want your kid to come back from Vietnam, right? Sister Long. And next to me is Brother Fucking Wave. He's what do you call it, a local, huh? He studies in UW. Is that UW? Studied accounting, making sure all the numbers lined up. Wonderful. He was a very successful, had his own, planned out, even bought his own house and so on. And again, changed his career. Actually, he's helping us out a lot with accounting. So you don't really end your career, but you continue it with new intention. And next to me is Sister Batni. And you can remember her name, Batni, because she has a yao nặng on her face. It's not Batni, which is down there. Batni has yao sắc. Her, Batni. You'll never forget it now, right? They didn't know I was going to embarrass every one of them. And she grew up in Southern California. And she studied and grew up there, met us when we were in our center down there, beautiful. And she traveled to India and saw all the suffering there, all the situation that poor people live in. And kind of woke up something in her to really dedicate her life to helping people. And so she found a career to help people. And next to her is Brother Fakai. Brother Fakai is from Virginia. He studied, grew up, and went to college and worked as under IT. What does IT stand for? Something technology? Information technology. And you push around buttons and make sure your data don't get stuck, huh? Information technology. That's interesting. Now he's, of course, he's changed career. He loves to play soccer. I hope we have a chance to play soccer. He can kick the ball around. Play volleyball, play basketball, ping pong. Got some good stuff. Very happy monk. This whole tour, he's been our scapegoat for teasing. So he's been teased a lot and took it really well. Next to him is Sister Dan. Sister Dan. And she also studied, grew up in San Francisco area. Under medicine, she became a doctor of the heart, huh? Right? Yeah? Did you do heart? Yeah. Maybe the whole body, huh? But now she focuses on the heart. Yeah, she gives great hugs. I mean, I see a lot of people hug her. Must be some kind of thing going on, surgery in a deep way. Next here is Patnim. Patnim, she also studied and grew up in Florida area. She's from An Bang. How many of you are An Bang here? Wow, An Bang is so cool. There's An Bang. AB, right? Call it AB.
AB gang.
AB is like so unified in the US. You guys are gonna take over the US everywhere. And she actually has two older brothers who are monks. One's in Germany and one is in Deer Park in California. So her whole family. And I think they all love coconuts, the brothers and sisters. Somehow everywhere we go with them, their mom and father sent us coconut. We had some yesterday. This morning we had some coconut, fresh from Florida. Over. So we've been traveling together from Toronto to Houston, and now here. Then we'll come down to San Francisco and then Los Angeles. And everywhere we go is like this. We share, we open up for young people. ages 1838 we're focusing on, to share with the young people new tools. Tools, not new tools, but a new way of presenting the tools that have been discovered by the Buddhist practitioner. And it's meditation or mindfulness practice. And these tools, they don't teach much, but now it's starting to get very popular. How many of you heard mindfulness? Yes, some of you? Yeah, so mindfulness is becoming quite trendy. There's mindfulness in medicine, mindfulness in stress reduction in the hospital, right? Now they have mindfulness in the military. Can you believe that? Wow, because there's a lot of stress as a soldier. Mindfulness in the business place. We recently, last fall, we traveled to Google to teach them mindfulness because they have a lot of stress. They have a really high stress level, so they're mentally not very well. They're very competitive at Google, and they spend a lot of time on the computer, and so they tighten up a little bit. So the mindfulness practice helps them loosen up. So these are two tools that we're discovering. We're finding ways we can share with the young people without having it to be Buddhist. So I think there is stuff that, and we're bringing this into school, into colleges, as well as in high school and K-12. So mindfulness is helping with communication and so on. So it's becoming very popular in the West, without all the religious stuff. So what you learn from Dua, sometimes you think that's Buddhism, but we want to share with you that actually Buddhist practice is more practical and more therapeutic than ritualistic and devotional. I grew up in the temple. You go there, and I remember my mom, she light incense, right? And she says, I don't know what she says, but she makes all this sound. It's probably like wishing fortune and asking for ancestor to help us or something. And then she goes over and she lock the, it's like this, some, and it falls out and she goes, she goes gets a piece of paper. I grew up with that, every Sunday, they do this thing. And then you wait after and you have lunch. And then I always love the bowl of jag from Bangkok, the yellow jag, it's the best. Sometimes it still has ashes on it. Yeah, because you leave it in Bangkok and they like so many incense that, when you get that, blow it off, try to get, not to throw the chunk off, but try to just try to get it off so you don't waste, So I grew up with that kind of background. How many of you guys kind of grew up with that? Yeah? And most of you guys. Did you like it? No? Some of you like it? Come on, some of you like it. I liked it because my parents always promised us to take us to eat dim sum or something after. That's the only reason I wake up at 7 in the morning and miss my cartoon, So I grew up like that. My parents had to yo, kind of like, what is yo? Bride. Because you have to wake up early Sunday because we have to drive very far to go to the temple. And so I'd always sit in the back, my brothers and I sit in the back and fall asleep. We don't know what's going on. So I grew up and I thought that's kind of Buddhist stuff. But later when I became more in high school, I had difficulty with my father, and I slowly learned about Buddhist practice, meditation, and mental training, mind training. So mindfulness is mind, has the word mind, and has the word full, right? Restful, mindful. But it's also nice to think that your mind is fully present-ness. It has a presence, right? So just remember that. And our mind has a tendency to be somewhere else. Right? Our attention is not here in the present moment. So mindfulness, how many of you are wandering off right now, thinking, I'd rather be somewhere else? A few of you, yeah? Okay, just wander. Can you purposely wander, like just think of what's happening on my Facebook account? What is he talking about? You know, you look like you're listening to me, but you actually, your mind is going, I can look at your eyes, I can tell some of you. But I can tell when you're present. Right? So the quality, try to pick up that quality of being here. Okay? I'm going to look at your eyes. Right? It's kind of strange, but there's a quality of being like you're really here. Have you ever seen someone eating pho? They're like, and they're like staring at one spot, and you know they're not there with the pho. You done that before? Yeah, I've done that before. You kind of eat and you just. Or sometimes when you're driving, that's scary. Sometimes you get to some place and you're like, wow. When did I make those turns? And so you know that your mind can be totally mindless, right? But you're automatic. You're doing these things because we have that nature too as animals to go on automatic, especially on a routine skill. But those things has caused us trouble. Instinctual, impulsive. So without mindfulness training, then we become very impulsive. It means you react. Your mom says something, boom, right? You see potato chip, you walk by a nice advertisement, ding. Oh. So we get trained like this. And our culture, our education train us. Don't think that you don't get trained mentally, but you do. You get socialized, you get culturalized, you get brainwashed. I hate to use that word, but you become a little bit to tell you what you gotta be, what you need, what's in style, what you should be, and so on. So in a way, our mind gets affected if we don't know how our mind works. So mindfulness is that awareness of your present. You're here in this room, and you're present. So it's a kind of energy. And my brothers and sisters will share with you how, with what we'll do this weekend to help us generate that energy. It's nothing more than an energy of awareness, energy of presence. So when you know you're wandering off, daydreaming or thinking about the future or the past, that means your mind is somewhere else. So and the sustaining that mindfulness, sustaining your mind in the present moment can be cultivated, so it's have more quality. So you can be more focused, like you can stay on task and not have to click here, click there. The internet now, it trains us to be very dispersed. So much now that they're really studying how to alleviate that. Now young people, they can only actually read a paragraph this small, a short paragraph. They can't read further because we've been trained to hypertext. So there's a lot of kind of mental trouble, attention. And Google is looking into this because all their users and all their workers as well, their ability to stay on task is affecting them. The myth of multitasking is also a trouble. So these are things that we'll learn about this weekend. We'll share with you the seven factors of waking up, or 7 factors of being awake, being present. And to share with you a little bit about the first one, this energy of mindfulness. When our mind is fully present, my sister will share about our breathing, how that can help train our mind, and other aspects during this weekend. But remember that this whole weekend is to help us generate. Everything we do this weekend, Sister Dangnim shared a little bit in the dining hall earlier about using the clock and being present, lining up, and even being mindful when you put the chair and not making noise. So that's a tool to help us have more attention to what we're doing. Because automatic is just throw the chair in, right? And you just make a lot of noise, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you do it attentively, with purpose, deliberately, without making noise, then you're actually generating and you're retraining yourself so you're not doing it automatically. You see that? So it's not that it's right or wrong or like it's Buddhist, it's not Buddhist. It's all about training our mind again to sharpen it so it's more present. So when you pull the chair out and you grab it and you know you're grabbing the chair, it feels cold, and you pull it out with the intention of not making any noise, then you're really there. You know, and you pay attention. If you're doing that, you know when someone else is not mindful, because it's just kicking. So that's a very, I'd share with you some things that we do. It's seen the form there. The intention underneath is to help us cultivate. My sister will continue to share with other tools for us to help train so we can cultivate more of this energy. Remember, we're here to kind of generate this mindfulness energy in everything we do. So if you see yourself wandering off, just recognize it and then bring your mind back. So we'll listen to one sound of the bell. And please sit as you will, as you are. And just become aware of it. Become aware of the quality of your presence. Are you here? Do you feel your body? Feel the sensation on your body? So bring your mind back to your body. Be aware that your body and mind is in the present moment. Not in the past, not in the future, and not in our head. You're connected to this space, to everyone around you, and enjoy the sound of the bell.
Dear brothers and sisters, dear friends, I'm really happy to be sitting up here, as much as I feel nervous at the same time. It's funny because no matter how many times I sit up here and share in front of a big group like this, I still get nervous. I still get stage fright. But it helps to know that I'm sitting here with my brothers and sisters, and I'm sitting here with my family and my friends. I see that this week we have a lot of time to be together, and this is not a retreat just for ourselves, but it's also a retreat for our loved ones. And when we come to a mindfulness retreat, we think we're going to do a lot of sitting meditation, We might think we're going to do a lot of serious sitting, but actually in meditation, there's only two things that we can look into. One is to stop, learning to stop. And stopping here doesn't mean we just automatically stop what we're doing. But stopping here means to be able to calm our mind and bring our mind and our body together. Because like our brother just shared, many times we're so used to doing so many things and we're always running. I know many of us here have just finished finals, so thank you for being here. And some of you have finished working and you want to take this break for yourself. And I feel very proud for you because many young people right now, the moment they know that they're going to have spring break, they'd rather go out and do things like partying, things to just get it out of their system. But you guys are here to take care of yourself. You're here to have fun, but also to train your mind. How to stop from thinking, from worrying, how to stop from running after things, one after another. And the most basic tool to help us to stop is the breath. So you've already been introduced this evening with the guided dinner by Sister D, that when we eat, we can also stop the thinking. And in order to enjoy what we're eating, we can come back to the breath. Because it's only the breath that helps us to be awake, that helps us to see that we're truly alive. Right? Because many times we think we know what we're doing, but again, our mind takes us somewhere else. Right now, you can be sitting here, you may be looking at us, but again, our mind is very tricky. It's always getting us to think, it's always getting us to do something. So the next 4 days, you have a chance to train your mind to really be with your body. Whether you're sitting, whether you're walking or playing. What helps us to stop? By going back to our breath. So the song that we just learned earlier, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. That's the most simplest thing that we can do. And sometimes it helps when we're sitting. We can also put our hand on our belly. And we do this with young children as well. But I realize that adults also find it very helpful. So if all of you can put one or both of your hands on your belly, and just take a few moments to follow your breathing. See what happens to your belly when you breathe in. And see what happens to your belly when you breathe out. And just breathe naturally. And if you need, you can close your eyes. And simply just recognize when you're breathing in. I recognize it's an in-breath. And when you breathe out, you tell yourself, I know this is an out-breath. In, out. And now you can slowly open your eyes again. Can anyone tell me what happens when you breathe in? What happens to your belly? It gets bigger, right? And what happens when you breathe out? It gets smaller. So this is a simple technique that we can do on our own. But even when we're lying down, we can also do the same thing. To just follow our in-breath and out-breath. That's the simplest thing to do. But sometimes we get carried away during the day with work, with school, with chores, things that we have to do around the house. course, we're breathing. That's why we're still here. That's why we're still alive. But how often do we actually take the time to be with our breath and to appreciate our breath? And the difference between someone who knows how to practice meditation is when that person is able to be with the breath and be able to cultivate the quality of their breathing. And when you are with your breath, it means your mind is present. It's there. And your mind is no longer wandering, no longer thinking, no longer worrying about what's going to happen next. But nowadays, we're so used to, with our fingers, logging onto Facebook, checking our emails. And even when we sit in front of the computer, 1 hour after another, and we forget that we're alive. So that's why sometimes we have to remember to come back, to stop, and to enjoy the breathing. But here in our retreat, we'll have many different things to help us to stop. And already today we have been in touch with the sound of the bell that have been invited by our brothers and sisters. We call these bells of mindfulness because they help us to stop what we're doing. And when we hear these sounds of the bell, first thing we can do is just slowly and naturally we stop what we're doing, we stop the talking, but most importantly, we stop the talking in our mind. Because even if we can just sit there and do nothing, but again, the mind is always operating. It's always getting us to think and to judge, to project things. So throughout the day, you hear many different kinds of bells. And I think all of you here have cell phones. So sometimes, if we hear someone's cell phone go off, that can also be a bell of mindfulness. Instead of rushing and trying to see where that cell phone is, or whose cell phone it is, or where it's coming from, because we're so used to questioning these kind of things, and we react right away. So again, when we hear a cell phone going on, we can just simply stop reacting, and again, we just take 3 deep in-breath and out-breath, in and out, to remind ourselves that we're here, to allow our mind to be present and allow our body to also rest. For me, I normally have a tendency to react. And believe it or not, I'm the type of person that can get upset very easily. And when I get upset, you don't want to be around me. So I find this practice very helpful to just stop and breathe and not react. Because when I get upset, I can say things right away and I will regret it afterwards. So for me, it's also very helpful to just stop and enjoy the breathing so that I don't have to react. And if I can learn to calm my mind, then I can also train not to say things, not to react verbally, but also to not to react mentally to what is being said, to what other people are doing. And you'll see during the day, sometimes you see someone doing something that you don't like, or you find a roommate who's snoring really badly. That can also be a bell of mindfulness. You know, instead of trying to think, what's wrong with that person? Why is she snoring like that? We can use that as a sound to help us to just stop and breathe with it. See how your mind reacts to that snoring. So that's where you train the mind to stop and to look deeply into what's going on so that it gives rise to more understanding it gives rise to more compassion for that person or for the situation that you find yourself in, especially when it's very difficult for you. And you know, in this retreat, it may be tough for you because you're gonna be doing a lot of things together, and there's gonna be one scheduled activity after another, and sometimes you have to do things with people you don't know yet. But the breathing exercise helps us. And you know, when you breathe in and out like that 3 times, you tell yourself, it's okay. I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm here because this is a retreat for me to learn more about myself, to learn more about my friends, to learn more about where I come from. So if you allow that open-mindedness to be there, then it helps for you to kind of just flow with what is going to be there. So again, anytime you find yourself talking again in your mind, you start worrying what's going to happen next, we just simply come back to the breath. And you just tell yourself, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And the more you follow your breath like that, you see that your breath becomes more deep and it becomes more slow. And then your mind becomes more clear. You can enjoy what's going on. You can enjoy the sea. We're very lucky that we have this place here. For me, this is like a beautiful vacation place that anyone can ask for. And you have people who have cooked for you. You have people who are there to guide you, to share with you. So you have all the conditions to be happy. But if we don't remember to come back to the breathing, then we get carried away again and again. So maybe now my brother will share with us how we can apply the stopping to the breathing in other activities that we will enjoy during this retreat.
So, dear friend, let us sit comfortably again, look back straight, and let us listen to one sound of the bell and just enjoy the sound of the bell and come back to our breathing. And just pay attention to our in breath and out breath. We can slowly open our eyes. How do we feel after listening to the sound of the bell? And we all can just sit still and enjoy the peace and quietness. In our monastery, whenever we hear the sound of the bell, there's a gatha that we recite. Listen, listen. This wonderful sound bring me back to my true home. And our true home can be found in the here and now, when our thoughts, thinking settle. Be present in the environment and the place where we are, and just aware of what we're doing. And whenever I hear the sound of the bell, then I come back. I enjoy it a lot. as of right now, I really appreciate the practice of our friends here. Earlier, even at the dining hall, when Sister D guide us how to sit still and enjoy our meal. You know, my observation before that, we are moving, communicating, and sharing. But then after the guide ends, we all sit still, and then I suddenly feel this quietness, and I enjoy that a lot. And it's a good opportunity that we all come here to experience this kind of setting and quietness, because out there, the fast pace of life, school, we're constantly moving and unable to really have a place like this to experience another side of life. When I arrive, I see the deer walking gracefully, just enjoy eating grass. And even the wave and the sea seem to be so quiet. Sometimes I went to other retreat close to the seaside, and you hear the wave crashing the shore, or the wind But here, everything seems to be calm and quiet. Just listen. Yeah, things like this is really touching, and I really appreciate it. And as we sit still like this, I think we do pretty well. Just that we just invite ourselves to be a little more, invite ourselves to be, more attentive with the way we sit like this. Because out there we sit on chair, on computer, on the couch, without a gadget, without remote control, or do other things. But here, as we sit on the floor, another way we can sit like solid and comfortable and breathe deeply. It's a way for us to rest and calm our mind. And based on my experience, I just ordained just about 5 years. But through meditation, I find sitting is one of the good position where we can allow ourselves to really come back and recognize what's going on in our mind. Because as we sit like this, we don't move around as much anymore. We put away this retreat. We put away our gadget, and so we just be with our body. And then when all the physical movement kind of settle or stop, then we can easily come back to ourselves and recognize and find out and explore what's going on up here. Yeah, even though sometimes a monk can sit like this, but then if he's not practicing, he's not moving, he's not here, he can be somewhere else easily. And when I first encounter meditation, it's very hard to sit like this, but be able to, to really pay attention and follow the in-breath and out-breath, mindfully and really with awareness. Easily carry away, our project, our planning or daydreaming, or something in the past experience, or the information that flow out there through newspapers, through conversation, easily distracted us, and very hard to sit still and just be with our body and to rest, to calm down. And so it's very tough. I remember I work in Washington D.C. and I had to use the metro, and I tried to apply, sitting still and breathe. But then, just a few seconds, then a thought come up right away. And I didn't have a lot of guidance or tool to really calm, be peaceful with that thought. Because thinking is there's nothing like bad, It's just how we look at it. Are we like burdened by our thought? Are we like carried away by our thinking? Because the majority of our thinking can be, just like not really useful. It's just like images, things that we receive and then it just pop up in our mind consciousness level. And so with this practice, we just use a tool like our sister shares, the in-breath and out-breath, or even with the sound of the bell, learn to come back and recognize clearly, oh, okay, I thought about, something that we expected in the future, or something, an incident that bothered us, that can trigger a sadness feeling or a worry or fear, thing like that. So when we sit still, when this movement starts less and less, just to be there with our in-breath and out-breath, and recognize clearly what's going on with our mind, and then just embrace that, just say hello, I know you're there. But in this retreat, I invite you to make yourself an appointment, say, I know I have other appointments in life already, but these 3 days, I just make an appointment with myself and just learn to explore more about me, more about my mind, and learn to bring the mind back to the body so we can be whole. And so tomorrow we will have a guided sitting meditation, and in that session our brother and sister will guide us how to be without in-breath, because we have guiding verses or sentence that help us to stay focused without in-breath and out-breath, or the subject of meditation where we can just be with that and not distracted by other thought or thinking. And then just sit still like this. I find it's very nice, because I know that there's a brother there. Maybe some of us already exposed with sitting meditation, so we can put, we have a position called a half lotus, where we put one leg on like this, rest it on one of our leg, one of our foot left, rest on one leg, and there's a full lotus where we put both. But we don't have to do that, because it takes time to do that. Just as long as you sit comfortably like this, where you are very beautiful, just learn to bring our back straight and relax our shoulder, and then just put our neck a little bit, not like too straight, but a little bit tilt, a little bit forward. But the main thing is be comfortable and be stable, and then you can rest your hand on your knee or your lap, but mainly you can hold your two hands together and rest them comfortably on your legs, and then from there you just follow your in-breath and out-breath, and just rest and relax and release the tension, and allow the stillness and quietness help us to calm the mind down, bring the mind really to our body, and be whole in the setting, in the stillness, and in the peaceful environment. And from there you have a chance to explore more about ourselves. So tomorrow we will have a chance to do that, and I think the schedule is 7 is our sitting meditation, but I try to come here early, like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and then just the brother, the young man, you can sit on the brother side, and our young lady can sit on the sister side and just come back to our breathing and just enjoy the quietness and learn to rest. And beside the guided the meditation session, if you sit in the dining hall, when it's time to eat, learn to be still and be quiet and just enjoy the quietness and learn to rest. Because out there with school, with job, we drain a lot of energy. So learn to sit and really recharge and rejuvenate. And besides sitting meditation, what I learned is when before I become a monk, I thought that when I go to a temple, I just sit and meditate or do chanting, and meditate just like sitting. But actually, meditation can be carried out with other aspects of life, because throughout our day, besides sitting, we lie, we standing, and also we walk, we move around. And so in this retreat, we also move around from outdoor to dining hall to the meditation hall, and just learn to bring awareness to where we move about. Earlier, I came a little late when we gather and play the game, and after the game, and then when we get invited to come and sit here, and I saw a lot of rush. Tum, 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 tum. Can you all hear that? Yeah, we all walk quite fast, so I don't know how much awareness we put on our steps. But in this retreat, it's an invitation for us to, because here we already decide to come here just to learn the practice, learn how to take care of ourselves and learn how to live mindfully so we can bring wellness to ourselves. And so maybe it's a chance for us to apply the practice in the way we walk. So out there we have to rush to school, to class, to work, and sometimes it's easily for us to get carried away and just forget our steps. And when we forget our steps, we are missing. We walk on earth. And recently we fly around, the country to retreat, and on the airplane, the space so tight. And I wish I can have more space. I can walk, enjoy my steps so much. And so when I get to the airport and landed, and then just walk on the airport, I just feel it's so nice to walk, to move around and chant. And so I invite our friend to pay some attention and awareness on our steps. And the way we do it is like with an in-breath, we can take 2 steps, and an out-breath, and aware of the number of steps, maybe 3, 4, depends. But then you can follow an in-breath, 1, 2, out-breath, 1, 2, 3, and gently, and you will see, you will notice if you follow that practice, you slowly notice how gently you walk and how much peace and how much relaxed you are. Learn to relax, even in the way we walk. And tomorrow we will have a session of walking meditation, and our brother and sister will also share with us how to do. We walk together as a community. But beside that session, please also invite ourselves to move around this beautiful setting. We have the very nice bateway, the open grass, or even the seashore. I haven't get down there yet. But if you have a chance, just invite yourself to just enjoy walking like you're walking in the park. You don't have to go to work, go to school for these 3 or 4 days. Maybe give us a chance to enjoy that. And so I just invite us to really pay attention, aware with the way we move. And when we together, all of us do that, we are like, we help each other and also offer this beautiful energy movement, just like the deer. I saw even the goose out, the geese out. It's just like, very slowly enjoy this peaceful setting. So we can do that as human beings. And the last practice that I share is for my turn. Our sister have another 2 to share. It's about mindful service. And what I can see beauty in our culture, Vietnamese culture, or even Asian, is that we are very open and very glad to offer or to share our energy to contribute in our community and society. And as you can see beside us, there's our parent and uncle and auntie. They come here and contribute their time to cook for us and to, offer us good food. And in our monastery, monks and nuns, we do offer our energy to work, to help the monastery run smoothly and go about daily life. And in retreat, of course, we have other area of things that we need to do to clean the space so we can have a clean space, and also, things that we can enjoy together nicely. And but out there that when we work, our culture, kind of encoded or encourage us to get things done, be efficient, be not wasting time. Time is precious, and we try to rush and try to get things done. But then sometimes we're not aware of the way we work and how we work. Sometimes we drain our energy a lot, and sometimes we get carried away so much that we are missing life. To me, I think life is also precious, not just time. Sometimes we think, get things done, and after you get one thing done, then the next thing, we just jumping like that. When can we be still? So our practice is to incorporate the awareness or mindfulness into the way we work. So in this retreat, we divide into family, and each of our family we have a responsibility, and it's a chance for us as young friends come together and learn to connect and also learn to work together. Even our society and culture now kind of empower teamwork. But sometimes teamwork needs some mindfulness and awareness, aware of our idea, aware of the harmony that we put in. Because sometimes we have good idea, but we're not aware, and we impose our idea. We think, this is good, so we strongly, affecting, other people to follow the way we, what we want. But in fact, other people might have, good idea. So it's a chance for us as a team of family, just aware of our energy, aware of, it's a good opportunity that we are young people come here, we learn how to work together and just enjoy being together and offer our energy in a mindful way. And we don't have to talk a lot, just being together, share a little bit and just go about, our responsibility and aware of, the energy. Sometimes we talk, we share some good story or something exciting, and suddenly the energy can, distract us. So when you feel that, learn to come back and remind each other, hey, let's be mindful a little bit and learn to work in a joyful way, but also peacefully and joyfully. And so with that, I just hope everyone enjoy work mindfully together to share this space and offering the space for all. Thank you for listening.
So, dear friends, apart from working together, sitting together, sharing together, we also have a chance to eat together. I don't know how everyone feels about eating together, but for me, I was very fortunate to grow up in a family where we always enjoy eating together. I felt that my parents, they really transmitted the tradition that family time was when we sat together and enjoyed the whole meal together. It was not an option for me to watch the TV or listen to music or do my homework to be excused from any of the mealtime. That when it was time for family dinner, I had to be there. And it wasn't just me, but my job was to go and invite all my brothers and sisters. And I had 6 of them. So imagine going from one brother to another sister to get them all down to our dinner table and have a meal together. And I never really learned to appreciate that until I went off to college to live on my own, that I realized how much I miss eating with my mom and dad and my brothers and sisters. And now I'm very fortunate that in our community, we're able to carry that tradition. And I see this is also a beautiful tradition in our Vietnamese culture, to share the meal with our family. But in this retreat, when we eat together, it's also a chance for you to also learn how to nourish your body and your mind. It's not what kind of food you eat, but it's how you eat the food. And that's why all the 3 meals, there will be some silence. For breakfast, as soon as you go in and serve your food, you can just simply go and sit down on the table. But because the dining hall is quite small, we ask that when you sit down on a table, it's nice to fill up the table so that we're not scattered here and there. And also this is a chance for us to be together. So when we're sitting down on table, try not to sit with people we already know. Like I like how Brother Pham Nhung also challenged us as monastic. Don't sit with the brothers that you like or with the sister you like. Try to sit with other brothers and sisters or other people that you don't know. Because you think that you have to be out on the playground playing volleyball or soccer or talking on the phone to know a person. But sitting on a table with someone you may not know their name can also be very intimate. So it's an invitation that when we eat together, we can serve our food and find ourselves a table and try to fill up the table. And just for breakfast, we can, as soon as we sit down and we do a quiet contemplation on the food, we can already start to eat. And when we eat, we know that there's so many things for us to be grateful. Especially in this retreat, we eat everything that is being cooked by many of our aunties and uncles and volunteers. They've done a lot to prepare the food for us. So just that alone fills us with a lot of gratitude. And we can take the time to eat, like Sister Dee have guided us tonight, to really take that time and chew the food so that we know this food is not going into our body without having that mindfulness that this food came from a lot of hard work, a lot of sometimes sweat and labor from people who have made this food possible. And as we're eating, we're also giving rise to compassion, to think about the thousands of children in this world that go hungry without food. So when we eat in mindfulness and we're aware of these things, this food that we're putting into our body becomes food that is filled with joy, with gratitude, with happiness. And then for lunchtime, the same thing, except that after we sat down on the table, we wait until the bell is being invited and the 5 contemplation is being read before we all eat together. And about after 20 minutes or so, you will hear 2 sounds of the bell. So that's to let everyone know that it's time for you to continue to eat, or you may like to stand up quietly and gently to serve seconds, or you may just go and wash your dishes. But we want to keep in mind that even when we're lining up to serve our food, we're already practicing silence. And again, even when we're lining up to do the dishes, we're also doing it in silence. Because this again goes back to the essential practice, training our mind to be present. Are we really there for the food that we're eating? Are we really there for the dishes that we're washing? Or are we washing away our worries and our fear? So the silence is actually to help us to be more in touch with what we're doing, to be more in touch with the people around us. Because if we're eating and talking, then we forget who we're talking to, or we forget what we're eating. So we're just consuming without knowing what we're taking in our body. So that's why the silence helps us to come back to ourselves, be with the food, so that the food that we eat is very alive. It's not something we just take in and not knowing what we have just taken into our body. And again, dinner is also being eaten in silence, but we don't need to wait for a sound of the bell. We don't need to wait for everyone, but it would be nice if we can just go to a table to fill up at least where we can see a full table before we can start eating silence. But I think perhaps the next few days, if the weather is beautiful, we might let you know whether there will be a picnic lunch or a picnic dinner. Depends on the weather. But I think even if we eat outdoors, we will still have some silence, just so that we can enjoy the beauty of nature, enjoy being together. And every evening, after the last activity ends, as soon as we leave this hallway, we will enter into a very beautiful practice of noble silence, which means as soon as we leave this hall, we practice to quiet everything, quiet the way we walk, to quiet down the way we think, and slowly that quietness becomes very still and very noble. We don't need to communicate with words, but we communicate through our breathing. We walk back to our rooms and we can wash up, or we can take a shower, or we can go to bed early. Whatever it is, but that whole time, everything is being done in silence. And this silence will carry all the way until the next morning, after we have finished our breakfast and after we have finished washing up our dishes. And it's a kind of silence where it's not something that we're holding in because we're angry and we cannot say anything. It's not the kind of silence that is being forced on us. But it's noble because we're able to come back to ourselves. We're able to be more present without having to say anything. And the most important thing is that our mind is quiet. because during the day we're already being preoccupied with so many things. We're doing so many activities, even if these activities are so-called mindful activities, but they can still make us think about it, look into things, and we get carried away again. So it's nice to end the day, to end the evening with a period of silence like this. And it can be very healing. And it's a chance for us to reflect back on our day. What we have said, what we have done, or what we have not done. So that we can start the next day in a more beautiful way, in a more mindful way. And I want to challenge all of you for the next 3 days. I don't know if you can do it, but I have full confidence that you can, because for you being here, that first step is already a great challenge, and I really appreciate that. But the next challenge I have for each and every one of you, both young at age and young at hearts, to put away all of your gadgets, your iPhones, your iTouch, iPads, whatever it is you have that you have been so used to. I know it's hard, but if you think about it, you only have 3 days to enjoy fully this retreat for yourself. And you have the rest of the year to do other things. But if you know how to invest these next 3 days, free of gadgets, free of having to text message or to call someone or to wait for that phone call, then only then can you really enjoy this retreat. So who here thinks they can do it? I think you guys are very smart and wise, because I know in this group there's people flying all the way from Florida, some from California, some from Toronto, and I know it's not easy to come here, apart from the expenses, and from Boston, and from France. Sometimes we need to use our phones to organize retreats too, but we have to do our best to keep in mind that we also need to put away some of those things sometimes too. And myself too, yes. So let's all do it together and support each other. Remember how when we were kids, we didn't have to have those things to be happy, right? We can enjoy running around, we can enjoy playing, and we have the soccer field, we have the volleyball court. So why do we need those things to get us distracted? And if you need, you can put on Facebook or leave a message. Sorry mom, sorry friend, I'm on a retreat for the next 3 days. If there's anything, everything will be okay. And I think if you leave that message, if your mom, your dad, or whoever loves you, they will really appreciate that you're taking this time for yourself, and that you're able to let go of what you think is most important to you. And being here is pretty much the most important thing that you can do to take care of yourself. And what I remind myself when I go on retreats like this is, today is the last day that I can live. And what am I going to do if this were to be the last day of my life? How do I want to live my life? And if I'm going to be here with my brothers and sisters, and if I'm going to die, I won't regret it. Why? Because I know that I'm going to enjoy every moment I have here. And if that means putting away all that distraction, I think it's well worth the investment. So I really thank all of you for taking on that challenge. And if each one of us can do it, I think it will be probably one of the best retreats you will ever have in your life. Something that you can look back and see that it's something that will nourish you and it will help you to understand more about yourself and to make friends that really matter. So thank you all for being here, and now I will pass on the microphone to Brother Phật Dung if he has anything else to share to wrap up for this evening.
Dear friends, I just want to get one thing over with is when I was little, no one taught me what this was all about. Bowing. You ever do that? Your parents kind of get you, your kid, bow to the monk, bow to the monk. Did you have to do that when you were little? Yeah? You just gotta go, you're done, right? When I learned what that was about, it really helped me to interact with others. It was very beautiful when I first came into the monastery as a novice monk, and I learned to practice that, to show not just respect, but to show a kind of deep appreciation to the life in the other person that is there in front of you. And then the more you practice that, you learn a lot of respect and a lot of reverence for your own life. So it's a kind of practice. So your one hand, you put like this, and the other hand. So one could be considered like your body and your mind, right? Come together. And when they touch, you feel that? You feel very focused and very present, right? You imagine this palm, these two palms, is like a flower. You imagine you're holding a flower. And you are a flower. And your two hands like a flower. And you offer it to the person in front of you. You bow down like this. And you gently share in your mind, you say in your mind, I bow to you. A lotus tree, like a flower, or a rose, or whatever flower you want to offer. A rose for you. A beautiful person you are. May you be happy. Yeah? So this is what I learned when I was first training as a monk. It's very beautiful. It trained me to actually interact with people with more gentleness. And I became more comfortable with who I was. Because it was very funny for me to do that at first. But I began to train to become more authentic when I do that. And so the bowing is not a religious thing, and it's not a kind of automatic, kind of robot thing to kind of, because you see bald head, you gotta go like that. This is what we're taught. You see monks back, you someone won't even, I mean, it's very beautiful. It's from a culture, But I think with your generation, you kind of want to know a little bit why you do things. And when I learned that, it was like a real gift for me, because I began to see if I'm really authentic or am I just uncomfortable. And at a young age, we were very, checking out to see what we're like and how we relate to people. So we have a lot of ideas about our identity, right? How I throw our hair this way, throw our hair that way. Should I wear pink today? Should I wear brown? And so today, this retreat, everything you do is fine. As long as you really who you are. You don't have to be the joker in the crowd. You don't have to be the mindful one, always practicing. And you don't have to be separate. And you don't have to be with people. So this is going to happen during this retreat. The next 3 days, these things will come up in your head. What should I be doing? Oh, should I be doing that? Oh, I'd like to be near that. All these kind of things that you get in this part of growing up. And I think the practice helped me to really begin to see, and the breathing and all these practices help us to really be okay with ourselves. We don't have to like show off, and we don't have to like try to like approach that person, or maybe that one, and you try to just be yourself. And the mindfulness practice can help you, because these are thoughts and feelings that come up. The way we've been educated, the way we grew up in our family makes us feel something. So the mindfulness practice, the bowing, or just being still, just standing there and being okay. That, there's a group over there and they're laughing. And it's okay, you just breathe. You learn to be okay with who you are in the present moment. You don't need to be part of that group. And you don't have to always be with this group. You can actually kind of be a straggler on the side and just hang out with some other stragglers. And it's okay. We're discovering who we are. And the important thing is be authentic. You don't need to show off. You don't need to do anything on this retreat. Even to be a good meditator. That's kind of, we don't want that. We just want to, hello. So that's that's a double mindfulness, huh?
No.
So that's one thing I just want to end it here with. Everything you do here is fine. Just be yourself, accept yourself, just as you are. So the breathing helps you. When these things, this nervousness, or this anxiety, or this kind of like judgment, self-judgment, or judging others come up, follow your breathing, come back, and just recognize it's just a thought, it's just an idea, it's just a thing that will pass by. And you begin to slowly understand more your authentic being, and you become more comfortable. And once you have that stable, you have that root, that center, then you, whatever choice you make for the future will be more in tune with that. And you don't make a mistake to become something that others want. So the mindfulness practice can help us touch our true self, our authenticity. And I think we all want that. And our parents want us to be happy. And that's when we become really happy. So this retreat, these training help us. And just one more thing about another practice is waking up. Okay? You're living in these dormitories. Take your time when you wake up. Hopefully there's someone that will be inviting the bell in your dormitory. I think so don't rush out of bed, okay? I mean, this is very hard. This is very advanced practice for your age. Especially you have to wake up at 6:30. Okay. Is that 6:30 a lot early for a lot of you? No, is that school time? No? No? What time do you wake up for school? Jeez. Okay, well, I'm sorry. All right, we'll try your best to wake up at 6:30 and not be grouchy. Okay? Okay, lay there on your side. Breathe a little bit before you say anything. Right? But this really affects your day, huh? And this is the big thing, don't think the meditation will happen in here. The meditation will happen right when you open your eyes and you're conscious. The first thoughts will come like, my parents, how did they convince me to come here? Just recognize that thought, just lay there, okay? Because this happened to me when I first went to this retreat. And, I wake up and I'm really grumpy. And I bump my head the first thing on the bunk. So just remember that in this context. My first retreat was very similar to this. So remember, take your time, put your 2 feet on the floor, don't rush to the bathroom, and really just take your time there. So it begins right from your bedside. You can sit there if you're feeling a little grouchy or grumpy, Sit there in the bed first before you get up, because you won't bump your head then. If you're grumpy, you're going to bump your head, or slip, or fall, or hit somebody. So that's just waking up, okay? Find an appropriate way of waking up. So you're not running like a mouse, and then rush through here, throw your shoes, and then come in here. Okay? Replay that one. Wake up slowly. Be a free human being, gentle, decent. Be kind to yourself. So wake up gently. Put on your clothes, brush your teeth, whatever you need to do, wash your face, come in. Gently put your shoes down. And look at the shoes, okay? I mean, when you walk out, look, you can tell which shoes have been put down with attention, with care. Just look at the pair of shoes and you can tell. So how you treat your shoes is important as well before you come in here. How you open the door. So anyway, it's a challenge, it's a training. I mean, this whole camp has been training soldiers, so we're training meditators. You don't cause war, then you're going to cause peace. Alright? So it's kind of boot camp, right, a little bit, but hopefully you'll smile after this. Oh, I gotta stop. But it'll be fun. Whatever you do, you don't have, just enjoy yourself, okay? And my brother will share some logistics. Maybe we'll listen to one sound.
So dear respected teacher, dear brothers, sisters, and dear friends, thank you for this wonderful orientation. So before we let you off, we just have a couple announcements to make. We know that the scenery here is very beautiful. The beach, the water, the open space is very tempting. But we ask, please help us to support the energy of the practice, especially the noble silence. So we ask that after this orientation, this activity, we ask if you can please help to go back to your dormitory where you stay mindfully, walk mindfully, joyfully, go back there and enjoy your evening. And if some of you you like to go for a walk, please help us to practice the noble silence to support the collective energy here. As our sister shared earlier, we're talking about noble silence. It's not the noble silence of the mouth, but also the noble silence of the mind as well. And we ask that during the time that you're staying here, we ask you please do not go outside the park, especially at night, because when you go outside the park, you may not be able to get back in. It needs to have some kind of special permit to get back in, especially at night. So please help us to stay put. But if anything, if it's an emergency or whatever, you need to go out and get back in, please let us know so we can get your pass, so you'll be able to get back in. Okay? Last but not least, the wake-up time again, 6:30 tomorrow. In each dormitory or in each building, there will be someone invited about for you to help to wake you up. But please also that help us to, if you happen to wake up early, please, if your neighbors is still in bed, please kindly just slowly or mindfully tap your neighbors and remind your neighbor to get up. We'll meet here at 7 o'clock for sitting meditation. And like Brother Pakai shared earlier, please come 5 to 10 minutes earlier. Okay? So maybe we'll just listen to one more sound the bell, so that we can release our legs. So please slowly, mindfully unfold your legs. And you can massage your feet. So you're gonna hear one more sound the bell. So please slowly, mindfully standing up. You're aware that you're standing up. Okay? And sound the bell will offer the flower to each other.
Dear friend, we need a few, just 5 people to stay back so we can arrange the hall for sitting meditation. Can I have that next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the rest can mindfully walk together. Okay.
I am so free because I can be me. Look at the clouds at play, passing over every day. Inside the sky so blue, immense, spacious and true. I'll be tall as the sky, wide enough to embrace what's inside, just like the clouds passing by, flying high in the grand open sky. Everything around me will be love, embraced and peacefully free. Everything inside me will be love, embraced and peacefully free. I am so free because I can be me. Look at the clouds at play, passing over every day. Inside the sky so blue, immense, spacious and true.